More than 2 decades after the construction of the separation wall in the West Bank began, tensions between Israel and Palestine continue to escalate with a new controversial move. The Israeli government has just relaunched plans to expand settlements in the Ma'ale Adumim area, a project widely regarded as a severe blow to the prospects of a two-state solution. This move has not only sparked a wave of protest from the international community, but also reignited outrage among Palestinians who fear the loss of more land and a permanent disconnection from East Jerusalem. In 2002, citing security reasons, Israel unilaterally began constructing a wall to separate Palestinians in the occupied West Bank from Israel and Palestinian East Jerusalem, as well as from Israeli settlements illegally built on Palestinian land in the West Bank. Human rights organizations and others have accused Israel of deliberately designing the wall's winding route, dubbed the apartheid wall, to incorporate as much land and as many Israeli settlements as possible into the western side, i.e. Israeli territory, while pushing as many Palestinians as possible to the eastern side. In practice, this has led to the annexation of vast areas of Palestinian land. On August 14th, Israel's far-right finance minister, Bezalel Smotrich, announced that work would begin on a long-delayed settlement that will divide the West Bank and cut it off from East Jerusalem, a move that his office declared would bury the idea of a Palestinian state.
We stand here in Ma'ale Adumim and clearly announce the seal has broken. The E1 Mesaret Adumim plan is hitting the road. For over 2 decades, we were told, soon, it's coming, right after the elections. And today we are finally fulfilling the promise and connecting Ma'ale Adumim to Jerusalem, our one and only capital, a strategic, security, and demographic connection that ensures our united capital for generations to come. Whoever in the world is trying to recognize a Palestinian state today will receive our answer on the ground, not with documents nor with decisions or statements, but with facts. Facts of houses, facts of neighborhoods, roads, and of more and more Jewish families building lives. They will speak of the false Palestinian dream. We will continue to build a fulfilling Jewish reality. This reality definitively buries the idea of a Palestinian state, simply because there is nothing to recognize and no one to recognize. On this important day, I call from here on Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The time has come to fully apply Israeli sovereignty over Judea and Samaria, to forever remove from the table the idea of dividing the land, and to make sure that by September, Europe's hypocrite leaders will simply have nothing to recognize.
Standing at the site in Ma'ale Adumim, Smotrich said Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and U.S. President Donald Trump had agreed to the revival of the E1 plan, although there was no immediate confirmation from either.
Tell me more about Trump.
I will speak Hebrew because it will be more comfortable for me. But
Everything I do in the Judea and Samaria is being done in full coordination with Netanyahu and with his blessing. It's done in full coordination with our friends in the White House, with President Trump, with his team, with Ambassador Huckabee.
The plan was immediately opposed by the United Nations. According to UN spokesperson for the Secretary General, Stéphane Dujarric, this move would end the prospects of a two-state solution, while emphasizing that the settlements violate international law and only further entrench the occupation.
Our position on settlements is clear. The Israeli settlements in the occupied West Bank, including East Jerusalem, and the regime that's associated with these settlements go against international law. Settlements, to state the obvious, further entrench the occupation, put the prospect of a two-state solution even further away. And as you said, if this went ahead, and which we call on the Israeli government not to do, and we call them to reverse, to stop the advancement of this process, it would sever the northern and southern West Banks. And I think, interestingly enough, as the Israeli finance minister and the Palestinians and other NGOs all agree, it would put an end to the prospects of a two-state solution.
In Palestinian across the West Bank and in Jerusalem have rejected the plans announced by Minister Bezalel Smotrich. They fear that the expansion of settlements in the West Bank, already significantly intensified following Hamas's attack on Israel in 2023, which led to the war in Gaza, will eliminate their chances of establishing an independent state in the region.
First of all, Smotrich, we hold no respect for this man. He's a fascist, and and we know what he dreams of is to take all the West Bank and Gaza and to finish the occupation of Palestine. Our reaction is we refuse it profusely. We do not accept any kind of partition or any kind of annexation of any meter in Palestine, whether it's old or new. And we refuse this division of the areas of A, B, C, and D in the first place. So it's a complete refusal on our part.
Smotrich's statement today is a continuation of the behavior of the settlers that is happening on a daily basis in the West Bank, but it is also a clear act to end any illusion of the two-state solution. Yesterday, Netanyahu came out and addressed all the Arab leaders that condemn things and said that he is connected to a spiritual dream of the so-called Greater Israel. Therefore, we say, condemnation and statements are not valid anymore. There is an existential threat on Palestine. Therefore, everyone must move to protect the Palestinian and Arab project through freedom and liberation.
We condemn completely what the Israelis are planning for new settlements in the West Bank. All settlements are against the law, against the agreements since Oslo, and we agree that there should not be any unilateral action in the Palestinian land. The second most important thing is the issue of the Security Council 2334, which considers all settlements in Gaza and the West Bank and East Jerusalem are illegal. The whole world voted, including the American administration. That's why Israel is not doing what they should do. They have the full responsibility to stop all these irresponsible actions, and even the United States, the American administration, should put enough pressure on the Israelis to stop this provocation, this illegal decisions and proposals, and we hope that the world community will never allow Israel to force its laws on the Palestinian land.
The decision issued by the Israeli government is a very dangerous one. If we talk about it or imagine it on the ground, construction in the Ma'ale Adumim area is a very large undertaking. For example, Ma'ale Adumim settlement is one of the largest settlements in the West Bank. What is happening is that Israel is trying to impose a very grim reality on the Palestinians, first by asserting the settlement presence on the ground, second by seizing land, and third by displacing Palestinians from their areas. We are talking about 8 settlements within this block, in addition to the settlement plans that Israel intends to establish in the area. Which will seize vast areas of Palestinian land. At the same time, this will cut off the geographical continuity between the Eastern Jerusalem area and the city of Jerusalem itself. Through the implementation of this plan, as well as by building the wall around Jerusalem, Israel have been able to isolate the Palestinian presence from Jerusalem, meaning that many Palestinian communities outside the municipal borders of Jerusalem have been excluded.
In all cases, we live in a prison if they impose closures or not. And the wall, I'm telling you, I have been laid off since October 7. I used to work inside Israel. This is a war on everybody. And what is coming is worse. The war is on the West Bank as well, and not only on Gaza.
Honestly, the planning and creation of plans has not ended since the creation of the State of Israel to this day. Therefore, all those plans, and as many as there can be, will not affect our existence as a people, and we will remain here despite all their plans. We will remain here and are hard to uproot us, even if they separated Jerusalem from the West Bank, or the West Bank from the rest of us, or South from the North. These are only plans. Smotrich will go and we will stay.
In the West Bank, more than 10,000 Palestinians from approximately 30 dozen communities are living in precarious conditions in what is known as the Seam Zone, the land between the separation wall and the internationally recognized pre-1967 border. In these areas, Israel imposes a discriminatory bureaucratic management system aimed at pressuring Palestinians to abandon their homes. The controversies surrounding the settlement expansion plan in Ma'ale Adumim highlight the volatile turning point in the Israel-Palestine conflict. As both sides remain steadfast in their opposing positions, negotiation efforts seem more distant than ever. While Israel continues to assert its control, Palestinians face the risk of further territorial loss and permanent division. Consequently, the future of the two-state solution is at risk of being a rest on the ground.